right now. Thank you very much. Need somebody with a human touch. Hey, you, always on the run. Ba 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. I love how, like, as a tradeswoman, I can carry this rando stuff. But, yeah, if there's ever anything that I need this for other than being a tradeswoman, I will certainly use it. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Go back to your spot. I am on break right now, and I wanted to pop on. I want to make more, like, live videos. I'm trying to be more consistent on this channel. So I figured I'd just pop on, say hi. It's funny because right before I went on break, it's 10:38 in the morning, by the way, on Wednesday, happy hump day. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the Bob's Natural Food Store. It's like this really cute, highly recommend, love the people there, natural food grocer in Long Beach, Long Island. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna buy this, that, and the third. But like, then the other part of myself was like, hey, idiot, like, you know, we have a budget. Like, we're trying to do a budget. We're trying to do this thing called a budget. I spend so much money. My husband is the complete opposite than me. He is so conservative with his spending. And I swear, like, I literally spend so much money. Like, I really think this has a lot to do with, like, a scarcity mindset when I was a kid. You know, because when I was a kid, we grew up very poor. We had no money, nothing, right? My mom was barely able to put food on the table, you know. My father was very sick, rest in peace. And, you know, they did the best that they could with what they had, right? And as an adult, you know, I come to terms with that, because for a long time I was like, you know, when you grow up in, when you're bullied, when you grow up poor, like, you have a lot of, like, things to, like, battle, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of inner turmoil to battle. And I blame my parents a lot, you know, for things that I went through. And I'm like, but at the end of the day, like, as an adult, I'm like, they did the best they could with what they had, you know. But I will say this, you know, we have a very close family, and my dad always said, you know, that's stuff that money can't buy. And I remember scoffing at that, right? But now as an adult, I wish I could be like, you were right, you know, because he's gone, and I can't say anything to him because no money in the world could ever bring back a conversation I can have with him. But you know, I think like the financials aspect of it, it's crazy how many things from your childhood will affect you as an adult. You know, it's crazy. Like, that really is your childhood. Really, that will make or break you as an adult, in my opinion. You know, people come from rough childhoods, and, you know, I feel very lucky that compared to a lot of things out there, it wasn't like anything that, you know, victims of, like, abuse and things like that were, but, you know, like, dealing with abuse from, like, you know, kids and everything else, it can affect you. But it's crazy how, like, you know, whatever you go through in childhood, that will follow you. You will literally have a conversation about things that happened 30 years ago with a stranger, right? Like a counselor or a friend or something. And it's crazy, like, how you can remember, like, the most random stuff and it stays in your mind, you know? But as far as, like, you know, the finance thing, it's like, we were so, like, I was working from a young age. I had my first job at 13, and was I 13 or turning 14? And it was I worked like junior high, high school. I always worked, right? And I know the value of $1. I know how hard it is to work for $1. But as I got older, you know, I have my own business and things like that, and I have my kids. I literally, like, I just have such a bad grasp on money, and I think it's because I don't ever want to feel like I'll do without again. You know what I mean? Which is crazy, because you would think, like, okay, then have a budget, you know, stick to a budget, make sure you pay your bills on time, things like that. But it's hangups that I have to work on. But that's what I'm trying to do, right? Like, so my husband's very conservative. Like, even with my kids, to use them as an example, love my girls to pieces, but I do a lot of things for them that I wish, like, I had done for me. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of, like, you know, shopping, clothes, like, just, I try to shower them with whatever they want. Like, my girls can't even really ever give me a Christmas list, because, I mean, granted, this is the day and age where it's like, you know, you don't get, like, the big Toys R Us magazines and things like that. Things are different now. And a lot of kids play video games, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, my kids have what they want. You know what I'm saying? They go to a great school. I literally, like, everything I make goes to my kids, you know? But I do need to have a budget. I need to, to become more financially independent. I need to really get on my game with that, you know, and I want to teach my girls good habits as well. So anyway, that's kind of long-winded thing I was thinking about earlier, but I did stop myself in my tracks from spending like $40, like literally just dropping $40 at this natural food store. And I'll always like grab extra stuff to like snack on the way home, whatever. They have these like bangin' salads, but they're like $15, you know, and they always have like these plant-based dishes, but they're expensive, between like $15 and $20. And, you know, do the math. You buy that every day. That's crazy. So I'm trying to really do that, especially because I've been on such a track. Like, I'm waking up really early, waking up at 3:45 in the morning. I need to get more of a workout in. I need to do a workout, but I get like a lot of my like chore stuff done in the morning. But I'm trying to do that, you know, get a workout in. I really want to get fit. And you know, the fact that I don't like watch true crime. I'm really trying to keep my mind clear. Even the music I listen to, I'm changing, and I feel like it's slow progress, you know what I mean? It's really when you want to change things in your life, you really got to start from like your inner core, you know what I mean? Like from what you allow in. You know, you want to change things. Okay, well what's going on? Like let's do an audit of the material that you allow in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, you know, you got people want to, you know, they give me a hard time about the true crime thing, which is so stupid. I made like, you know, I don't get a lot of views on my videos, so like I don't know why my one video I've had to delete like 15 comments because people were literally like talking smack about me in the comment section. Like, first off, you don't know me. Second off, I think it's weird that there's a whole genre of true crime. You know, there's one thing to be interested in it. It's another thing to be like, you know, I'll see these comments, oh, I've been watching it all day, I'm binge watching this. I'm like, how are you binge watching like murderers and predators and like child offenders and things? Like, it's just weird to me, dude. Like, and when I bring that into my mind, like, it makes me, I don't know, I feel depressed, I feel like manic, I feel like looking over my shoulder, I have to drive in the morning, I'm worried about somebody being in my trunk, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me feel weird, I don't like it. So I make a video about, you know, oh, I don't think it's good for your mental health, and it's like, oh, you're a coward. It's like, oh, give me a break. Give me a break. You know? And I delete comment. I'm not gonna look at that crap, all right? I know people that are like, oh, you're a coward if you don't delete your comments, and it's like, no, I'll delete any negative comment that I want. Like, this is literally my space to share my journey, to, you know, just share my path of becoming a tradeswoman, of, you know, becoming the best version of myself, healthy, sharing reviews, things like that. I'm not gonna have like toxicity, you know, on this space, especially because this is my job. You know, this is like what I do on YouTube. This is like what I do to like, you know, interact with other people and to like, you know, actually have relationships. There's one viewer in particular that I became very good friends with, and we talk a lot on Instagram, and you know who you are. I don't know if I should say her name, but she's awesome, and like I love that. I love connecting with people. I love that. You know, that's like my thing, you know. So when I see comments like that, I'm just like, delete. I'm not entertaining you, you know. You're more than welcome to have your own opinion on me not wanting to watch people being murdered left and right. But yeah, I also have the opportunity to swipe and delete. I'm not letting negativity in my life like that. That's just garbage. But with that said, and I'll listen to feedback. I'll listen to feedback for sure, but it's like, oh, you're a coward. You know, like, it's like, all right, bro, like, you're a coward, because if something was chasing you in the woods, I remember hearing this analogy when I was training once, because I trained for a long time, want to get back into that, but, I remember hearing, this analogy that if you watch, this sounds crazy, but just hear me out. If you watch horror movies, right, there was a story that my sensei was saying about people who like train for like the CIA, for like, you know, federal agents, people who are in that like espionage lifestyle, right? If you're actually deterred from watching that type of content, right? Because it's in your head, it's stored in the back of your head. Even if you're in a dangerous situation and you're just a regular person, and let's say you're walking and someone's chasing you, or something happens and you're under attack, like, or for specifically, let's say it's at night. Now, because let's say you're running through the woods or something, right? You're in a situation where you got to get out of it, and your environment is not conducive to like seeing everything around you. That's when like those videos that you watch and things like that, like that's the stuff that's in your head. You know, so if you're running, you're booking it, but you're thinking of like some random boogeyman in front. Like, you can't possibly be in a situation where you can assess, you know, a violent offender behind you that's running after you, or if this person is going to hurt you, where you can leave, things like that. Like, you want to keep your mind clear. It's very, very important. But that's like just from a training aspect. And even just in life, you know, I tell my girls all the time, like, you want to be on your game. You don't want to have things in the back of your head that are just kind of like dormant there. Like, for me personally, I had to draw a line when I was watching true crime. I started, bless you, bless you, God bless you. All right, yeah. She's looking at me like, anyway, but I had a point where I had to draw a line because I was watching police interrogations of murderers, right, of child offenders, things like that, and one in particular that I saw, I was so traumatized about it, so traumatized over it. Truly, like, it's one that I'll randomly think about. Like, that's how I know that stuff is bad for me. That's how I know that the things that you watch really do, they stay with you and they lay dormant and they pop up at random times. Now, again, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and yes, that is a thing that we deal with. We'll play things that bother us on loop, but this story in particular, I'll think about randomly, and it bothers me. It bothers me so much. And another thing too is, like, I'm extremely empathetic. So, like, when I, you know, if I see like a parent that loses a child, or let's say anybody, right? Like, I'll think of the family, a brother, sister, mother, father, cousin, whatever, that was deeply impacted. And I'll think of like them crying and like what I saw on like the show, like True Crime Daily, things like that. It just, like, I remember, like, there was this one guy who, I can say so many different stories, but just in brevity, if that's how you word it. There was this one guy that was okay, his parents were crying. Her parents were crying. She was a young girl in England, I think she was, and this couple tried so hard to have this child. They have her. She's a lovely young lady, and a woman, a pair, like a serial killer pair, lures a young girl into the car, and they take her into the woods. They assault her. They kill her in a brutal way. And the father's like hysterical crying. And I think about this, I have not seen that video in years, and I think about that in my head. I'll think of him randomly crying. Like, stuff's toxic, man. It's just toxic. Just be careful what you allow in your mind. But I'll randomly think about her, where she would be, how old she would be. Like I literally, like, I get empathetic with these people. And even like a True Crime Daily, or I love Stephanie Harlow. She's a true crime person, whatever. I love her. I think she tells a really good story, but it makes you so wrapped up in that. It makes you really, like, feel like you know the people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I really feel like that stuff is just so toxic, and I feel like it takes a strong person to not want to get their ears tickled with like an interesting story. You know what I mean? Even the missing 411 stuff, that stuff freaks me out, man. That stuff really freaks me out. So I try to really stay light. I try to really, like, stay on the surface with things, because it's scary, you know, it's scary. I try to get deep in prayer. I try to really, like, you know, specifically recently, I'm trying to get back into like my prayer life and get closer with God, and really try to, you know, just become more spiritual, you know, get my spiritual house in order, get my physical house in order, do a lot of, you know, housekeeping, literally, figuratively, literally. Damn, my house is a mess right now. Like, it's not like messy. It's not dirty, it's just messy. I'm thinking of all the laundry and stuff I gotta do. But anyway, with that said, I'm just like rambling, but hello. Just want to say hi to everybody. Let me see if anybody left a comment. Probably not. Let's go to Top Chat just for giggles. And nothing. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys are all having a great day. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to get out of it. Don't know how to get out of it. But yeah, that's what I'm doing in my life. I don't know if I screwed this up. No, I don't want to cancel it. Hold on. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I broke something as per usual. I don't know what the hell I'm flying by the seat of my pants. But yeah, anyway, so that I just wanted to address that true crime comment, because you don't know me. It takes a strong person to not watch things that tickle their ears, that make them I don't know, that's just kind of like gets like a dormant place where like you're kind of vegging out, things like that. It takes someone strong to notice their weaknesses, notice things that trigger them, notice things that aren't going to help them progress, and cut those out of their life. But yeah, like I said, I delete negative comments. I'm doing this to meet people. I'm doing this to, like, you know what I mean? Like, share my story and stuff. But anyway, with that said, that's that. And I have a couple minutes. I have to jump into my binder, but or my Hobonichi planner, figure out what I'm doing for the rest of the day. But if you guys like the video that I just posted, it was on tradeswoman unboxing. Let me know, and I'll have another video for you guys soon. But with that said, I will check you back later.